Welcome back to Giant Monster Games. I'm Adrian, and today we are playing Mono Blue Control. That is right. What do we think of this opening hand? I think it's pretty good. We got a couple lands. We got a little bit of control stuff. I think we're gonna keep it. We're gonna play second. By the way, I'm not choosing to play second. We're just gonna play second because that's what our opponent decided is they wanted to play first. We're playing against red, and he suspended a Rift Bolt, so that means we're probably playing against Burn. It sounds pretty run-of-the-mill Burn stuff to me. Yep. Go to our turn, see what our opponent thinks. The one thing, I mentioned this in the deck tech, actually. We are not quite fast enough against Burn. We do have a lot of stuff on the sideboard that will help us out deal with Burn, but we are not quite fast enough to deal with Burn. The one upside that we do have when we are playing Burn, though, is because we are playing a mono blue deck, we don't need to pay a bunch of life, so our opponent needs to go the extra mile, usually probably paying, or usually our opponent will have to play an extra spell or two just to actually kill us, because we're not going to be putting ourselves down to 17 or 16 or even 15 in some cases, unlike most multicolored decks. So this is an upside for us. By the way, we drew an island, which is actually fantastic for us, and Eidolon. That's not fantastic for us. And we don't have a thing that we need. That's I accidentally hit skip. So whoops. Okay, what do we think here? So no point in playing Tectonic Edge. We'll play another island. We have two options. We could, in theory, we could play Think Twice. Obviously, we do that on our opponent's turn. We could play Spreading Seas, which would pick up one of his mountains, which will do us 2 damage. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to flip it to our opponent's turn, and we're going to play Think Twice. Or to play Telling Time, because we'll look at a couple of cards, and we'll actually be able to hopefully find a Vapor Snag or a Engulf the Shore, and we'll be able to bounce this guy. Because we don't have any other real immediate creature removal stuff in the main deck. Goblin Guide. What do I think of Goblin Guide? I think we're going to go Telling Time, because if we put an island on top or a land on top, we'll just draw it, which will give us an extra draw, which will be good. So let's do that. We are looking at the top 3 cards, so that is a very likely thing. We can actually fix the top of our library. Obviously, we're going to take a little bit of damage from the Eidolon. So card to go to our hand. None of these are really good. Seer Vision is going to go to our hand. Card on top of the library is going to be an island, because then we'll draw it, and then we will put Telling Time into the bottom of our library, or the Think Twice under the bottom of our library. We take 2 damage, our opponent takes 2 damage, and now we're going to take 4 damage because our opponent's going to swing in, which is rad for us. I mean, us taking a bunch of damage is not always the best thing, but it's something that's going to happen. So, Goblin Guide, going to reveal the top of our library, yes, and oh, what's that? It's an island? We drew it? Oh, we didn't see that coming. Well, it means so we at least got another card out of our deck, which is good. I mean, again, we're not quite fast enough against, like, super aggro decks. We are really good against control decks, and we are really good against mid-range decks, but super fast decks like Burn, or just, like, straight-up aggro decks, not as good. Spreading Seas is really not the card we needed. Okay, what do we think? It's going to be 8 damage. We might as well Serum Visions. It's a sorcery, so we kind of have to. We are going to take 2 damage, we're going to draw, and we may be able to put a land back on top. Again, get some more value off of Goblin Guide. And Island and Cryptic Serpent. Well, I guess Cryptic Serpent, followed by the Island. Oh, I should put Cryptic Serpent on the bottom. I have 2 in my hand. That's me not paying attention, guys, right there. I should have been paying attention to what I have in my hand. And what do I think now? We can't play Cryptic Serpent because we only have 2. Not the best choice. We are probably going to just... Yeah, I think we're going to die. I think we're going to die this turn. I'm passing it to our opponent's turn. I'm pretty positive. I mean, we can't play much else with Eidolon on the table and not take much damage, because there's going to be 4 damage from this, plus 3, and we're dead. So, yeah. Actually, hold on. Not plus 3. More than 3. So that's 7. My math is not very strong. Oh, I have to discard as well. Yeah. I should have discarded, like, the Mana Leak, because then I would have had 3. No, we still don't have enough. I think we're gonna take damage, or we're probably gonna have to concede. That's a bad call, Adrian. Why did you throw away the Cryptic Servant? It's late in the afternoon, and I'm just really tired. which is something I would say actually if it's the morning. I'm not actually very tired. I just am not warmed up yet. Not warmed up yet. We'll see how this game goes. I still think we can pull this off. Maybe not this exact game, but we do have 2 more games after this, which we will probably, because I'm assuming we're gonna lose this one. He's gonna go to combat. We are gonna draw a card. And dang, I should have thrown away either the Essence Scatter. We should actually probably should have thrown away the Mana Leak. And yeah, so we're gonna reveal the island, draw the island. I mean, if we draw a Engulf the Shore, that would be really rad. But again, our opponent has 3. Oh, no, okay. I think we're actually playing against the black-red aggro deck right now, the black-red burn, which is running the what are they? They're the demons. Bump of the Night is one of the cards he's playing. Yes, it is totally the black-red aggro deck right now. So this is actually a really cool deck, and actually I've been hemming and hawing on actually building this in real life. It's running... I can't remember the name of it. As soon as I see it, I'll point it out to you guys. It's basically a 1-drop demon that comes into play, and your opponent chooses whether they take the damage, or they take 4 damage, and they have to sacrifice it, or whether they... And there's Lightning Bolt. Yeah, so they choose if they take 4 damage and it gets put into the graveyard, or they get a 4/4 creature onto the table. So it's crazy because it allows you to basically do 4 damage to your opponent for 1 mana. Yeah, let's go to sideboard. We do have stuff we can go against this one, so we do have a lot of actually really good cards against burn. Sun Droplet being one of them. Cryptic Servant, you're going to go in the sideboard. Rise from the Tides, you are really bad in this matchup. Curious Homunculus, we're going to go down. Actually, no, you're going to leave all of you. Vapor Snag stays in. Serum Vision stays in. Things that do need to go in is all of our Dispels. I'm kind of tempted to put in Tormod's Crypt, but I don't know if that's going to be very good. Is Boomerang good? Oh, Essence Scatter. We can go down 2 Essence Scatter because we don't quite need it, but putting in another Boomerang. Putting in a Boomerang. Is a Boomerang a good idea? Do I think Boomerang's a good idea? So balancing any permanent. So this is basically going to put their Eidolons back in their hand. Maybe not the best idea. Again, we know that he's doing the black thing. So is this one a good idea? I don't know. We already have 120 cards in hand. So I think going down a Spreading Seas is going to be a good idea. Actually going down 2 Spreading Seas is probably going to be a good idea, and throwing in another Negate, because we can actually hopefully be burning away his direct damage kind of burn spells. We probably could have also realistically thrown away either Tectonic Edge or Ghost Quarter, but I mean I didn't. Yes, we're going to play first. And this is an okay starting hand. We'll keep this, actually. I think this is going to be keepable. Yeah, I think it's keepable. So we'll see how this goes. See what our opponent thinks, if they're going to keep their hand. They're also keeping a hand to 7. Which is never fun for us. Obviously, we want burn to go down because that means they have less cards, which means they can potentially do less damage to us, which is completely what we want to see happen in our world. And what do they play? Lava Spike, 3 damage to my face. That's okay. It's okay. Again, they need to play an extra card because we're not playing, fetches. So this is an advantage for us, especially in a budget matchup. So what do I think? I could play Curious Homunculus. We don't have much of the stuff to back up Curious Homunculus right now. But it would mean he would have to deal with it sooner, and it would give us extra mana. So I think we're going to play it, because we don't have anything. We have Essence Scatter, so in theory we could have countered something he may play, which is, I don't think worth it yet. Essence Scatter, I think, is actually going to come in really handy when our opponent is down to, 1 card and just trying to finish us off at the end of the game. Especially because we just need to go a little bit wider. We need to kind of, let his aggro run out, and then we're going to finish. We're going to close out the game. So it's just getting to turn 6. And from turn 6, we should be able to turn the tides. That is my plan. That is what I think. So we will see. And what is he playing? He is playing Eidolon. That is fine, because we're going to Vapor Snag it back to his hand. We will take damage from it. We'll actually probably do it on his turn, in response to him actually doing stuff. And I think I totally just passed. Oh, no, it's his turn. Okay, go to our turn. Play an island. I could have played a Tectonic Edge, but, I mean, there's no real point at this point to do that. So, and because Telling Time is instant speed, we're actually going to just hold on to it. And we're not going to swing with our homunculus yet. So, yeah, I mean, theoretically, on our opponent's turn, we could, if we go to the end step specifically, we can Vapor Snag, Eidolon back to his hand, and then we can play Telling Time or whatever else we want to be doing. So we can, yeah. If he plays some stuff as well, if he, like, plays a... oh, nice, Wooded Foothills. If he plays some burn spells to try and, like, burn us a little bit, we can just kind of, like, take it, sort of. What do I think here now? So he's going to swing in with the Eidolon. Do I take the 2 damage or not? No, we don't. We're actually going to Vapor Snag it. Because we'll take 2 damage anyways from it. Cast instant sorceries. Yes, Vapor Snag, targeting that guy. Yeah, because we'll take the damage anyways from it no matter what. So actually we're going to take 2 damage from Eidolon, whether we would have taken 2 damage and taken another 2 damage. So this is the better line of play. And obviously he's not going to play anything in response to that. So... yeah. What is he going to do? Second main phase. 2 red mana. He's probably going to replay Eidolon, actually. He might consider it. But if he does play, we'll play Telling Time and other stuff in response. We also have Essence Scatter. So we could actually, if he played Eidolon again, we could actually just Essence Scatter it away. Which actually is probably what I would end up doing, so because I don't want to deal with it anymore. Not really interested, I'm not going to lie. So we'll see what he does. He may play it again. I wouldn't be surprised if he, like, lightning bolts us and then tries and plays it again, so he doesn't take damage himself. Or he's going to bump into Night us, which is fine. And then he's probably going to play Eidolon again, which we will Essence Scatter. Get rid of it. And 1 and 1. Yes. And Essence Scatter. Eidolon. Don't want to deal with it. No thank you. Thanks for playing, but goodbye. Go to our turn. We draw another land. Not what we really want. We are almost there. I mean, this guy's going to flip next turn. So let's go to combat. Swing for 1, which is sad but true, is what happens. And then we're going to just skip to our opponent's turn and let him think that we have a ton of counterspells potentially in our hand. I mean, we have 3 cards in hand. Our opponent's got to think that, okay, he's got to have, like, Remand and stuff. At this point, he's probably assuming that we have Remand in our deck because we're playing mono blue. Why wouldn't we have Remand, right? Oh, because we're budget. Yes, that's right. I mean, seriously, if we were playing a 4-pack of Remand, we would, in theory, that's like 50% of what the deck actually costs. Like, 4 Remands is... let's see if we can counter this, actually. 4 Remands is actually the same cost as half of this deck. Serum Visions and Spreading Seas. Well, we don't need the land. We have tons of land. So this is going to go on the bottom. It doesn't really matter which one we draw. Can't really do anything with either of them. Card to put on top of your library. Might as well Spreading Seas, because then we can turn his Blood Crypt into not black mana. And, yeah... we'll take the damage from that. Again, we're down to 9. We just need to survive a little bit longer. I mean, he's down to 3 cards at this point, which is very difficult for him. Claim. There you go. That's the new one. That's pulling back Eidolon. Dang it. That sucks. Oh, I didn't realize this could pull Eidolon as well, which is actually fantastic. Wow. Because I keep thinking of other cards that are really good. It's really good with. Well, this is going to be really difficult for us now. How do I deal it? Well, I mean, at least this guy's going to turn into a very big creature for us, which is nice. So our homunculus is going to flip. He is now going to turn into a 3/4, which is fantastic. And he makes all of our stuff cost 1 less. So... how do I do this? I could Serum Visions, making this bigger, no matter what. Yeah, let's Serum Visions now. Obviously, he's not going to block this guy. We can always yield as well. Just trying to think of, like, what's the best line of play here, because, I mean, again, playing around Eidolon, especially for us, is really hard. So we need to kind of thinking, like, what is the best possible, like, outcome for us? Obviously, we want to bounce this guy or just destroy him. We obviously don't have anything to destroy him, but we do have a bunch of stuff to bounce him. So that's our objective right now, is to finding a way of bouncing Eidolon to our opponent's hand. Engulf the Shore will, in theory, do it, but we need to draw it. That's the problem. You're going on the bottom. Engulf the Shore can go on top. Engulf the Shore won't make us take damage either. So the next thing we could our opponent has 2 cards in hand. Let's play a Tectonic Edge. In theory, we might be able to blow up his black source of mana. And we're actually just going to pass it back to him because he can't attack in with Eidolon, which is fine. And then what we'll be doing is we'll actually be, when we play Engulf the Shore next turn, we'll actually throw this guy back to his hand. And we won't take damage from it either. So give us like a half a turn back, I guess, sort of. We're going to see how it plans out for us. So in the meantime, again, he can't play another land. If he plays another land... Oh, I didn't realize he had a Riftboard suspended. I wasn't paying enough attention. That's problematic for us. More damage. Because he can't... Again, this guy's outside of bolt range, which is really nice about like the Curious Homunculus slash Vicarious Reader. Is that, he's outside of bolt range, so, Burn can't get rid of him very easily, so he becomes a really good blocker. Obviously, again, we're not built to deal with Burn specifically. Some aggro decks we can deal with, but Burn specifically is really hard for us. Because our opponent just needs to do 4 damage now. He's obviously not playing Naya Burn, so he doesn't have Skullcrack. Or not Skullcrack, he doesn't have Boros Charm? I think it's Boros Charm that does 4 damage to target player. So we don't have to deal with that, which is nice. That is very nice. So let's see, what does our opponent think? Hopefully we won't go with an O2. Oh, he puts another Rift Bolt into the exile zone. So he's putting another Rift Bolt. Which is potentially problematic for us. Yeah, and a Grim Lavamancer. I think this is going to be game, guys. I don't think we got it. I think we are done. Because Grim Lavamancer is basically exiles 2 cards. So next turn he'll be able to do 3. He'll be able to do 5 next turn. So we either have to win next turn or we have to bounce everything next turn. Luckily, though, we can bounce everything and then go to 1. So yeah, kind of halfway there, sort of. Either way, I don't think we can win, but we can definitely get halfway there. So yeah. I think it's going to go to our turn. I don't think he's going to swing in. He's obviously not going to swing in because this is a blocker and would kill it, which is really what's slowing us down. Because if this one here, we'd actually be... I would have played Serum Visions last turn and even potentially Spreading Seas. So right now this is going to bounce him. Because it's an instant, it'll actually... yeah. So Engulf the Shore seems like a pretty good card. And we only have to pay 3 for it because they cost 1 less, which is fantastic. So 3 to bounce everything to our opponent back to our opponent's hand. And then we're not going to make it so we can play both of these because we're probably going to play Spreading Seas on top of this thing, getting rid of it, and Serum Visions. Probably going to play Serum Visions first, though. Obviously, we're not going to get enough to make this guy deal lethal, but we probably will swing in and do some damage. Okay, so let's Serum Visions. Getting a Scry, getting some Prowess triggers, and then we're going to Spreading Seas and draw stuff, potentially. It depends what we have. It also depends on what we draw. That's going to be the big one right now. Big one right now. Hand control in blue is like the big thing. And that's actually when I was saying Sun Droplet. That would have been really good a while ago. Not very good at this point. Actually, yeah, you're putting on top. Put on top of library. I needed you like a little bit ago. Vapor Snag. I don't think I have it. I don't think I have the speed to deal with our opponent right now. So, Spreading Seas, we're going to draw the Vapor Snag even though we don't have a way of casting it. Yeah, and I didn't put Sundroplet on top because, obviously I wouldn't have a way of casting it either. And theoretically, Vapor Snag may be more handy to us. We draw Vapor Snag, and then we'll swing in with a 6/7, I guess. Go to combat, and pass to our opponent's turn. They will play... yeah, pass to our opponent's turn. They're going to have their Rift Bolt come off, and then we're down to 1. So then they just need to have drawn any other burn spell, which should, in theory, be pretty easy for them. In theory. So, yeah. We'll see. So 3 to our face, and do we die or do we get to go to game 3? This is the next question right now. He has to play something. Swiftspear. Yep, GG. Well, that was a game. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, we are not fast enough really to deal with burn, so this is like the worst matchup for us. In theory, we're actually better against Tron and Death Shadow and everything like this. Burn just doesn't we just don't have the stopping power to stop Burn. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, I'm just gonna let our opponent kill us. Until next time, he's gonna take so long to kill us, and it's gonna take an entire video. Anyways, until next time, guys, I'm Adrian. This is Giant Monster Games. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to game like a giant monster.